Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Milwaukee's Talent. I'm your host, Teresa Ray Butler, and today we have a great show in store for you. We go into the life of a local rapper. We're joined in studio by promotions model and an actress. And finally, we travel to a boxing club. All that is coming up next on Milwaukee's Talent. Hello again, Milwaukee. With me in the studio is local promotions model Deja Carter. Hello.
Hello.
And actress Michelle White.
Hello.
Hey, how are you guys doing today?
Good,
Thank
how
you
are
for
you?
coming. I'm great. Let's get into it. Michelle, how did you get your start in acting?
Oh gosh. Well, I've been acting ever since I was a kid in local productions and high school productions, and after kind of a break in college, I did some productions, but mostly producing for small college groups. I just went and auditioned at one of our local theaters, got a part, and started auditioning at every small theater, and started getting calls from also small films around town, and that's it.
Okay, cool. Deja, how did you get your start in promotional modeling?
Well, I had researched it ever since I was 18. You have to be 21 to do most promotions. When I was a few weeks before I turned 21, actually, I applied to Airs Promotions, and I got hired. So that kind of is how I got started. I used to look at videos all the time about promotional modeling. It always was really interesting, so that's how I got started. Now I'm with various promotional companies.
Okay, cool. Michelle, you've acted in theater and also in some small films as well. What's the difference between the two of them?
Oh gosh, there's a huge difference. Being in a play, you're right up front in front of everyone, and everything you do is big and in the moment, and you have that reaction from the crowd. When you do a film, in fact, the first time I did a film, the director was like, hey, tone it down. You're at a 10, you need to be at like a 2.
Right.
Because everything is exaggerated on film. But you get a much better, you get all those little details and a chance to do things over and over and really get across what you mean. And if you mess up, you get to another chance.
Yeah.
That's
Deja,
always
you might not get a chance like that. How does it feel for you to have all eyes on you on those events you're in?
At first, it was very nerve-wracking, but after a while, I kind of got used to it, especially with most of the time I'm with another girl, so it's not like I'm thrown into, the public by myself. I'm with another girl, and it's much easier now. I feel way more comfortable, interacting with people and taking photos now than I did at first.
I bet. Michelle, some actors do some modeling. Have you done any kind of modeling as well?
I have.
Okay.
I have. Not so much professionally, but local stuff. I do part of a pinup group that raises money for veterans and USO. It's called Party Girl Pinups. And so we do a calendar and do modeling through that and do kind of promotions that way.
Okay.
But I'd like to get into modeling, so.
Oh, great. Deja, do you think modeling would ever be something that would lead you into acting?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be so hard being an actress. So I have so much respect for actors and actresses. Maybe one day. As for right now, I'm kind of shy, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, fair enough. Ladies, I'm going to ask you both the same question. I'm going to start with you, Michelle. We'll go back and forth. The first one is, how were your experiences growing up in Milwaukee?
I would say my experiences, I had a very diverse experience growing up in Milwaukee. I lived in all different neighborhoods around Milwaukee and got a really good experience being with different people in different places. I think I went to 8 different schools and I learned so much. And so I would say I had a great diverse experience.
Okay.
Exactly. I agree. I went to Riverside University High School, was so diverse, and I love it. Even like now when I'm working promos, people ask me, "Oh, what school did you go to?" And I say Riverside, and it was so diverse. You kind of got to learn about everyone's different paths and different cultures, and that's what I really appreciated. That's what I appreciate about Milwaukee, how diverse it is.
I can appreciate that too. Michelle, now that your journeys have brought you here, what are some goals that you have?
My most recent goals would be to do more professional paid acting, because a lot of acting starts, I think someone once said, it takes 5 years to get, paid in Milwaukee to act. And I've been at it like 6 years, so.
Wow, that's a long time. Deja, same question.
Well, actually, I would like to get into doing the auto shows. If you guys know the auto shows coming to town, that's a really big thing in the promotional modeling industry. There are actually girls who go on tour just like doing an entire year of an auto show. So I would like to do that. I've done very local stuff, so I would like to do more things across the U.S.
Amazing. I really am impressed with you ladies. We have so much talent in the city. It's incredible, and it's so nice to see you guys here. The diversity between you two is great, and you both have similar stories, and they're interchangeable. I think that's what I like about it, and it's just it's really nice to see Milwaukee get on the map.
Yeah,
we're trying to do some big things here. I myself, I write books and I do a bunch of things myself, so I can really appreciate the fact that you guys aren't scared to get out there and try new things. It's just great having you here. Thank you for coming in and sharing your story with us. Was there anything else?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is great.
Great. Oh boy, the talent we have. Yes, it's amazing. Well, you two have a great background, and now we're going to take a look at the journey of a local rapper, Jason Turner, and how he got into the world of music.
Well, I moved to Milwaukee when I was like 11. Like we went back and forth because I'm originally from Chicago, but we went back and forth from Chicago to Milwaukee. So, but coming to Milwaukee, it was different for me because I grew up south side of Chicago and it was just predominantly black. But when I got up to Milwaukee, even though everything was like kind of like segregated, like you had south side was more Latino, north side was more blacks, further south was more whites, I got to experience like all of them. And that was the cool thing about Milwaukee too. And then like, it just felt like second home to me. So I kind of stuck around and made it happen. Had my kids here, met my beautiful lady here, started doing my music in Milwaukee. So it was like, Milwaukee, where's that? Milwaukee's always been like a good place for me.
Killer, woo, Undertaker. She shake that thing, but it's cash, that's her money maker. That's for an OG, she a caretaker. Nothing renting independent, yeah, her bread maker. Woo, she throw it back, woo, put on her act, woo. She got that killer, that shot.
I got my start when Mary's on the Corner. It's a bar on 71st and Beecher. And I was rapping with another guy, my guy, Ease. His name's B. Ease. We was just starting. And it was something new to both of us. We had a karaoke machine because the sound wasn't working. And it was a few other guys that was with us too as well. My cousin Benjamin, my other cousin Cheddar. We was trying to put on this rap show. And we actually put it together too. It was dope because we ain't had no sound or nothing. So we had this karaoke machine that this guy just happened to have in the back of his truck. My guy, Bruce City Ballers, I think that was his name. He had a whole little karaoke machine that you plugged the mic in, and so we put on a show with that, and the people loved it, and it was just like, okay, next time we gonna do it better. We gonna go buy a DJ, get real equipment. So then we started taking it serious, and so then just been doing it ever since.
You got a nigga going, don't be doing no more good. What? Yeah, or you can drop it till it busts out your belt. Guess you wanna drink, top shelf. She get it in VIP by herself, huh? Chill. Romeo, we in, man.
Well, when I first noticed it that it was that the music was gonna work, I was part of I am still part of the group. I am the group YTC. It was me, Lace, Cash, Benjamin. We was a group, and we was like one of the powerhouse groups in Milwaukee. We won Best Male Group 2010 at the Milwaukee Best Awards, and like that's really was like when it was like my breaking point with this music, and it was just like, okay, it's working. So keep pumping. If we keep putting more into it, we're gonna get more out of it. So it's like basically what you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. If you're gonna sit and just write your music and just let it go to waste, and you don't get out here and put the money behind it, put the grind behind it, it's just gonna sit there. As an artist, you always wanna go platinum. You know, get to the ceiling of the music game and basically selling a million records, selling over 1 million records. That's one of my main goals with this is just keep putting out music that the people like, and just keep reaching different audiences and keep reaching different people with my music. That's basically my main goal with this music. I know I can't change the world, but I just want to reach people with my music. That I'm familiar with all the areas. I'm familiar with the South Side. I'm familiar with the far South Side. I'm familiar with the North Side, East Side, because I perform everywhere for the city for free, everywhere. You know, so it was just like it's like everywhere I go, they support me. But I do get the most love. See, I can't say it. I can't say which one give me the most love, because I don't want to make one side of the town mad at the other, because like I said, they all rock with me, whether it's East Side, West, the South Side, Far West Side, North Side, they all show me love. So that's why I got so much respect for Milwaukee, and I never downgrade the city, because like every time I got out there and I put on a performance, they showed me love. And I felt like it was real.
Well, very impressive journey so far, Jason. We hope you keep moving forward. Yes. The rap scene in Milwaukee, that's kind of big. Ladies, Michelle, have you been involved in anything with music videos or rappers or anything with your?
I haven't. I mean, the closest I've gotten is like be in a band or fill in a band. But watching that, it's so interesting to see how similar his story was to both of ours. You know, I've been all around the city. I meet so many different people. He's talking about working with the karaoke machine, having to start with nothing, which I was just talking about. So we're having the same experience, even on opposite ends of the artist spectrum. Like, the love for the art is real, and you do it, and then eventually something comes out of it.
Yeah, you'll win if you don't quit.
Exactly.
Deja, how did you feel about the segment you just saw on the rap scene? And
I loved it. Milwaukee is becoming much bigger for the rap scene. I know there's a local bar called Uptowner. I don't know if you guys ever been there or heard of it, but they have like open mic nights, and there's a lot of rappers who come through and perform. So I just like the fact that it's getting to the point where you can kind of display your music more here. I personally have never been, you know, in a music video or anything, but I thought it was really cool. And I like how at the end he said, you know, I can't change the world, but I can touch people with my music. I thought that was awesome, like for him to know his purpose kind of already, and that his music will help him serve that purpose to infect some people. I thought that was amazing.
I thought it was pretty cool too how some people in his family are involved.
Yeah.
That's a really good feeling when you're trying to, you know, improve on your talent, get out there and get people to see who you are and what you do. But then you have like a nice team behind you.
Absolutely.
Michelle, do you have a good support system?
I actually met my husband at the theater. He owned the first play that I auditioned for, like out of college, and helped him run that theater for a while, and he is a DJ, and so we support each other in both of our arts. So yes, I do.
That's great.
He's also an actor and a director, so it's nice to have similar.
That's so cool.
That is beautiful. Deja, do you have a really great bunch of people?
I do. I have my sister, she's over there, my parents, my brother, my grandmother. My grandmother is amazing. She's always like, oh, Deja, what are you doing? What's going on? What are you doing? Like because I do a lot, so I just like how she always wants to keep up with me. I think that's so sweet and cute.
That is sweet and cute. I think it's really important to think about some of the things that you haven't done. You know, we talked about goals already. Is there anything that you haven't done yet that you think you should have done early on, or it's a great time now to start?
Well, I definitely think getting more into film is something that I'm really interested in. I've only done a few. It was never anything I was interested in, and sometimes you think it's too late. Like, oh, I've been acting for so long. Like, you're either a film person or a theater person. You do one or the other. But now that I've done a couple, it's something that I never thought I would do, and I'm really interested in doing, or getting with one of the talent agencies and doing more like commercial work and stuff, which I'd never thought about doing until recently.
Deja, real quick.
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, I would like to do more national promos. It hasn't really happened previously just because I was in school, so it's kind of hard to do like a national tour while in college, but definitely I would love to do that after I graduate possibly.
Yes, that'll be nice to see.
I know, I would love it.
Okay, well, from performing for a crowd on stage to performing for a crowd in the ring, we now go into the journey of a boxing club that has been in Milwaukee for 50+ years. Here's how Ace Boxing Club is training young athletes to compete in the ring along with bettering their lives.
Ace Boxing Club was founded in 1960 by my father, Del Porter. And the purpose of it is to keep the sport of amateur boxing alive and also provide a place for at-risk and underprivileged youth of today.
1, 2, 3.
We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Close your eyes, bow your heads. Repeat after me. God.
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 Grant me the serenity.
Grant me the serenity
To accept the things I cannot change.
to accept the things I cannot change,
The courage to change the things I can.
the courage to change the things I can,
The wisdom to know the difference.
the wisdom to know the difference.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
I've been involved with Ace Boxing as long as my son has been here, approximately about a year and a half, 2 years. Well, my position is I look for the funding for Ace Boxing, which is a necessary thing to keep this foundation going and this building going. Basically what they want to do, we want to grow. You know, the progression is what we want to have the kids grow as academically, spiritually, and as men. Grow to have responsibilities in the community, think family, and think education first. And then obviously do the boxing, you know, handle the boxing piece of that also, learning the skills of boxing that'll take them to a different level. What the struggles are, basically they're looking to find family. They're looking for acceptance. They're looking to get off the streets and looking to get away from this gun violence that's happening all over our streets and our community.
Stuff, he's gonna get in there. Short, 1, 2, I'm looking at it, 3. So it goes 1, 2, 3. Later as you advance, when you pick up your speed.
Yes.
All right, boxing stance.
It's better to sweat in the gym than to bleed in the streets. Basically what that means to me is it's better to sweat, to fight in the gym, so you can live another day. You know, kids are just dying, they're just shooting people nowadays. Del Porter, one of Del Porter's biggest things that he taught was to keep your head on straight, to focus on what you're doing in life, and to live another day.
I joined Ace because I wanted to learn fighting with technique as well as have an outlet because I've always been a fond of contact sports and boxing was a new desire of mine to achieve. Ace helps me, it's an outlet to keep away from partying, street life, and also keep me focused in school. I've had 4 fights, all in Milwaukee. I've had 2 downtown at Indian Summer Festival. I've had 1 at the Wisconsin Club and 1 at the Milwaukee Athletic Club. Well, my first fight, it was a lot of emotions that went through. It's not much I was really used to because I was in front of a huge crowd, and I honestly didn't even think I thought I won, but when the ref raised my hand, it was a great feeling. Everything moved really, really fast. I don't remember much of it. I do remember my opponent and little glimpses of it, but in my last fight, everything was really slow. You know, I slowed everything down and made it in my world.
I joined Ace just to escape from things that I was struggling with and just to help me deal with them and to better myself. Ace helps me because when I'm having a bad day or when I'm like struggling with stuff at home, I can just come here. I look forward to it every day. Like I still get to go to boxing, so it's a plus for every day. Yeah, being at Ace, I most definitely hope to box competitively.
I joined Ace because I was going through a hard depression, and I guess it was the only thing that could, or just a choice I had, and to simply relieve depression, and it definitely helped.
These kids are involved in more than just boxing. They get involved in the community. They do community cleanups every year. Every other month they do like a clothes drive for the homeless. They're always involved in giving instead of taking.
Milwaukee, drop your guns and pick up our gloves. We prevent gun violence. We are Ace Nation. Woo woo.
Ace helps me get away from reality and what I can and cannot face. I understand that I'm only a human from Ace, and they teach me life lessons I always remember to the very end.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of gyms. I've been to like Waukesha and stuff like that, like Red Shapers and stuff, and I've been to UCC and stuff, but like Ace is the only place I've seen that treats you like your family. So it's a personal level here, man, really.
Ace Boxing Club is a great outlet for all these young kids out here who need something to do besides going and doing drugs and partying.
I think that's what Del Porter really wanted. He wanted to have an impact here in the city in a major way and on many, many kids' lives. I've been around boxing since the 80s, and he had a major impact on so many kids here in the city. Even an impact on other fight clubs, other fight groups, he had a major impact on. So Del Porter is an icon here in the city of Milwaukee.
Well, it's good to see that Ace is fighting to keep kids off the streets. Ladies, we all know that Milwaukee is trying to make a positive change, and getting the kids involved is something that we really got to strongly focus on. And we have a guy in our city, a very strong gentleman by the name of Andre Lee Ellis, and he runs the We Got This program. So people like Ace and Andre, these are amazing people. Are there any kind of mentoring that you ladies do for younger kids that are probably thinking about doing something that you're doing? I'll start with you, Deja.
I'm not, but I would definitely love to. Especially like they said, Milwaukee, it's getting so bad right now. So I'd definitely love to, you know, mentor some kids one day. It's really important, especially in this city. The violence has gotten really out of control. So I think a lot of kids do need mentoring. They, you know, come from rough backgrounds or, you know, whatever the case may be. You need someone to help you get through it, you know?
Definitely. Michelle, after seeing that segment, how did it make you feel with the mentoring thing?
Well, I'm actually a teacher.
Oh.
That's my day job, so I mentor many children. I work at Brown Street Academy. It's an MPS school. I've been there a long time. I do take my acting into school. I have done an acting program with them. I actually wrote a play about how our school was part of the Underground Railroad at one time, and the kids performed it and had one of the women who escaped on that, her great-great-granddaughter was invited to come down and see it from Canada, and she ended up having to cancel, but the kids performed that, and so I do like a little acting class with them as well. So it really also keeps them focused on something, hopefully inspires them to do something different, in addition to me teaching them all day.
Yeah, that's so important. In the segment, they had the logo or the slogan, "It's better to sweat in the gym than bleed in the streets." How did that make you guys feel? I'll start with you, Michelle.
Well, it's you know, inspirational basically for kids to find a focus. If they can find a focus sweating to do anything, whether it be boxing or acting or, you know, rapping, they're going to spend less time out in the streets getting hurt or finding ways to get into trouble. So, I mean, that can go across so many different areas, and I like it. It's a good statement.
Yeah, we got to keep our young men out of trouble, Deja.
Yeah.
So do you think it's better that they get in there and tough it out, or?
Definitely, they need an outlet, you know, rather than run around the streets. Fortunately for me, I was in Upper Bound program, so that kind of, you know, took me away from, you know, running around the streets. It was great. I feel like every kid needs that outlet or extracurricular activity to kind of get them focused and make sure their head's in the right place.
Absolutely. And keeping kids on track is so important, because if they have something to focus on instead of things to be distracted with, you know, like today we have quite a few really awesome video games, and a lot of kids get trapped in that world. But we all know it's better to do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. So a lot of those kids sadly won't be growing up to be making video games or anything like that. So we have to keep them engaged in real life activities and have real life mentors and real life people that are tangible to look up to. So I just think it's freaking awesome. It is so awesome. Yes. Well, again, I want to thank you both for coming in today, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in. This, sadly, is the end of our show, but I want to remind you, stay talented, Milwaukee.